asking for, and we're going to be the ones to give it to you. As Bret the Hitman Hart versus Kurt Angle, and this is a submission match, ladies and gentlemen. It comes down to the ankle lock versus the sharpshooter. Who is the king of the submission out of these two? They have never crossed paths prior, and we're going to find out right now, since they missed each other by a few. As Bret Hart right away with a clothesline on the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. Bret the Hitman Hart from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The pride of Canada, I should say. Also. And of course, Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist for Team USA 1996 Olympics in collegiate wrestling. As a gator roll right there. Bret Hart, not too bad at wrestling in general. Used to claim that he was the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. So he's going to get a chance to prove it, as years later, Kurt Angle, who had the three eyes, intensity, integrity, and integrity and well, I would say ignorance, but that's beside the point, because I think he was pretty ignorant back in the day. Now he's grown on to have some pretty decent morals, I'd say. He's gone on to redeem himself quite some time. Kurt Angle, probably one of the best stamina-wise when he's in the ring. Bret Hart also pretty good with the stamina in the ring. Except for that time that he wrestled the Mountie with a fever and lost the Intercontinental title to the Mountie of all people. As he drops an elbow into the heart or the chest area or the head of Kurt Angle, which is wise. Remember, this is a submission match, folks. Pinfalls don't count. And there's a figure four leg lock by Bret Hart as Kurt Angle tries to reverse that or break the hold, which he does. Smart idea by Kurt Angle. Probably trying to wear down that leg for that sharpshooter. No, quite frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing a war between Bret Hart and Sting for the sharpshooter versus the Scorpion Deathlock. Because I always felt, because the Scorpion Deathlock came out by Sting way back in the 80s when Hogan was champion, and Bret Hart was able to come up with the sharpshooter, and somehow it just looks similar. You know what I mean? I always kind of thought of it the same move, really, but I don't really know who would have it first. As there it is, the sharpshooter that Kurt Angle knows he needs to get out of. As he reverses and gets out of it. Of course, Hart has to watch out to get caught in the ankle lock by Kurt Angle, who so far right now, I can tell you, Bret Hart has been dominating this match. And now he takes him down with a crucifix. No pinfalls again, folks. Now go for modified camel clutch. Working on the injured neck, famed injured neck of one Kurt Angle. Angle gets out again. Shows the tenacity that Kurt Angle has. Intelligence, I believe it was. I believe it was intensity, intelligence, and integrity with the three eyes by Kurt Angle. I apologize, folks. It took me a little while to get it, but I remembered I'd finally get it. I was not going to quit and give up right away until I remembered the three eyes by one Kurt Angle. But right now, Bret Hart trying to live up to his moniker, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be, and also live up to the name of the excellence of execution. As now, interesting maneuver by Bret Hart. Fantastic technical wrestler is Bret Hart. Longtime tag team wrestler prior to taking singly with his brother-in-law, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, the Hart Foundation. Also a pretty dominant tag team faction back in the day, in the early 90s, when everyone had a faction. The Hart family, the Hart Foundation, with Bret and brother-in-law Jim Neidhart, as well as British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, as well as the brother, who I will not mention out of respect, since she does not want any part of his wrestling moniker, so I will honor those wishes. As Bret sends Kurt Angle back into the ring. And Bret now with a step over no hold, and there's a figure four leg lock. Another painful maneuver for the legs. Is Kurt Angle going to tap to the figure four leg lock? Or can Kurt Angle turn this over and break it? Well, Bret Hart lets it go. And now it goes to work on the leg again, and now he looks like he's going to work on the leg some more, which is a smart move if you're going for a leg for the sharpshooter. Stomp on the shoulder, which has no real meanings. And Bret Hart now, ooh, vicious. Bret Hart was known to be a stiff wrestler, but he's also known as a safe wrestler, which I wish I had the opportunity to ever step in the ring with Bret Hart. I think it would have been a very entertaining match. The technical silence of Bret Hart and the comedic background of Jazz Fitness would have been fantastic. And double leg takedown by Bret Hart, going for that sharpshooter. There it is. Angle has, and that's it, folks. We have a winner. Bret Hart, that was caught the sharpshooter in, and Kurt Angle had no choice but to tap. No harm and no foul in that. You see the excellence of execution. Vintage, as Michael Cole would say. Painful move right here, too. So Bret Hart stayed on the attack on the leg the entire match.
Here is your
until
winner,
it was time.
Bret, the Hitman Hart.
There you go. There's the official winner of this dream match that you fans have always wanted to see and never got to see before. Well, we just gave it to you now. We can never probably get it in real life, but we just had it right now with these two guys in their prime. This is what we've come up with, and this is what happened. And remember, folks, we have no control over the outcome, so there you have it. All right, stick around as we still have one more match left to come. I know, quick show tonight for this. Stick around, main event coming up.